Braylon and Weston were the first set of twins born in 2013 here at Our Lady of Lourdes. And I was 25 weeks pregnant. In the middle of the night, my water broke. My husband and I were a little concerned, so we called the doctor, and he said, go to the hospital right away. And the hospital that was around us was South Jersey in Vineland. There were a couple doctors there waiting for us. They took us straight back to labor and delivery. They did a couple tests. My OB/GYN then came in the room and said, we're trying to call Our Lady of Lourdes and get you a room there. They're the best to deal with this type of situation. We got here and they took me straight to labor and delivery, where I stayed for 3 weeks. Dr. Berger, Dr. Imbalski, and Dr. Springle were able to keep me pregnant, and they made me eat an enormous amount of food and made me drink Ensure Plus 3 times a day. And when we had them, Raylan had gained over a pound. And so when we had Raylan, he was 2 pounds, 14 ounces, and Weston had gained just about a pound, so he was 2 pounds, 4 ounces when he was born. I was 28 weeks pregnant when the boys were born. This is a onesie that Weston wore. We were really excited. This was the first one that we dressed him in, and this did not fit him until he was 1 month old. The ICN is different, totally different medical experience than anything I've ever experienced, and I think the nurses are the reason why mothers probably make it through. The nurses became like family, and they were there around the clock, but checking in, and they knew that I was scared. I was terrified for the first 2 weeks. I think I cried every day, and the nurses would sit with me and say it's going to be okay. Around when they reached the 32-week mark in the ICN here at Lourdes, it was brought up that we could transfer the boys to a closer hospital. We had built this relationship with the doctors. We felt confident that the nurses kept, cheering Raylan and Weston on and kind of pushing for progress. My husband and I talked about it for about 5 minutes and decided that Lourdes was the best place for the boys. A few days ago, they took Weston off his oxygen completely, so he's now totally breathing on his own. He has no IVs, no PICC line. So it was really nice seeing Weston's face as soon as Raylan started drinking all of his bottles. It was a huge, huge thing. So he's been doing that for 4 days now. If all the staff at Lourdes were in one room, and the doctors and the nurses, we just thank them for everything they've done. They were able to save our babies' lives.